Thank you for joining us on the program today. In the last few weeks, a new political alliance has dominated the headlines. A coalition of political players drawn from across party lines. They're all united by one mission: to unseat President Tinubu and end the ruling party's reign in 2027. From former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to former governors like Peter Obi, Nasir El-Rufai and Rotimi Amechi, as well as former ministers who once served under President Buhari. The lineup is raising eyebrows and questions. Now, as you're aware, the African Democratic Congress ADC has been adopted as the coalition's platform. But cracks are already showing. There are ongoing legal tosses over the leadership legitimacy, unresolved factional disputes within the party, and questions about whether this coalition offers anything truly different or just a regrouping of old political actors seeking a comeback. One of the most vocal voices in the group is our guest tonight, who was once one of President Tinubu's most trusted allies. Now is one of the sharpest critics of the current APC government and has just officially dumped the party he helped to build. Joining me live from our Abuja studio is the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal. Mr. Lawal, thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Ms. Amy. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Let's go beyond the headlines. You made your resignation official on 29th of June. But many would say you left in spirit a long time ago. What finally triggered your exit that is now coming some 2 years post-2023?
Well, Mr. Me, we are in a democracy. Even if you are in a one political party, you can choose to support a better candidate in another political party. That's my understanding of it. You can vote for him. I'm learning a template from APC. We all learn from APC this template of remaining in one party and working for another. This is a script that APC developed, which Wike has enhanced it and grew it beyond imagination. So I'm not one in this. We are many in this. Wike is our leader in this kind of politics.
So if I understand what you're saying, Mr. Lawal, you were in APC, but you were working against the party even before you resigned, right?
Yes, true.
Are there still other APC members in that category as we speak?
Well, they will speak for themselves, but there are, of course, I know many that we are going together. Some might not be brave or bold enough to do it the way I've done it, and I had my own reasons for going public with it, and they might have their own reasons for being silent, going quietly without noise, like people like us. But there are many, I mean, very, very many, extremely many, Some tell me that, including some governors, but wow. I don't.
So the APC may not be as united as it likes to show itself to be.
APC has never been united. APC has been a party that has been intimidated and bullied into silence, with no internal dissent, no internal cohesions. You cannot even advise. Even advice is taken as anti-party. It's one of the reasons why we behave the way we behave. You give them advice, they attack those come to you. Or should the motor park type PROs, they start writing all sorts of venomous articles against your person, tactically, quietly avoiding the issues of discussion. So many people got frustrated that you cannot tell truth to power in the APC.
Okay.
But we are so many.
There is a strong perception, Mr. Lawal, out there that this is purely an anti-Tinubu movement. A group of people who didn't have their way in the ruling party, and especially under this administration, and that beyond that, there isn't much to show in the area of a unique strategy or selling point other than stop President Tinubu from getting the second term. What makes this coalition different, and how do you react to that?
First of all, you talk about perception. Yes, a lot of us are people that primary aim is to replace this government with a better government that serves the Nigerians better. I mean, it's, if you want to serve the country better, and you need to do so from the angle of politics and policies and governance and leadership, you need to, of course, replace the party, the non-performing party. So there's nothing wrong in that, of people who were hitherto in APC, who were hitherto allies of Bola Tinubu but have been disappointed by the way he has chosen to run his government, or by the way he has chosen to allow others run his government. There's nothing wrong if we decide to come together to make a change. Ordinarily, if this is a person that if they are democratic in the way they do their things, they should be able to accommodate people of varying different views of how things should be run. They should be able to accommodate dissenting views within the political party. But when they choose not to do so, what option do we have as a Democrat than to leave and join a coalition or form another party or join a group of like-minded people?
I hear you, Mr. Lawal, but some would say that you already picked your issue with Mr. President even before his administration started, the moment he picked his running mate. I'm sure you've also heard individuals from the APC say that these are expired politicians. Mr. President himself categorized them as internally displaced politicians. You had an issue with the president even before his administration started. So this couldn't have been about how he's performed in the past 2 years.
You might say I was prophetic at the time I took my decision, because everything that I said has come out to be true. So you might say I was prophetic then. Those who insulted me at that time, some of them who are very vociferous in their attack, have also regretted that they didn't see it the way I was going to see it. Any smart person, any intelligent person should be able to see the end from the beginning ab initio. By the time we disagreed with quite a lot of other issues that is not in the public domain as to why I took the position I took. But I knew that if the government was going to run on the basis of religious dichotomies, and that's a bad start. That's not the way to go, because nothing else will therefore work. And that's what has happened. It started badly to me with the Muslim ticket, which I considered dysfunctional, which I considered unkind to the other segments of the society, the Christians. And I came out and pointed
It would seem that every other person has moved on from that as to that ticket. But many of the people headlining this coalition, including yourself, served under the Buhari administration. And the records are there as to how much you were able to achieve, or better still, the public perception of your performance. The same Nigerians you claim are frustrated today were equally frustrated under Buhari. Why should anyone trust this group as a credible alternative? What makes it different? That's what I'm asking from the parties you left behind.
Listen. Government is progressive. The work of government is to better the lot of its citizens, better, not to recreate. Now, if a government comes in and inherits bad policies or bad programs, it is incumbent on it to remedy it.
So you agree that Tinubu inherited bad policies from Buhari, right?
I never agree. I'm just telling you, as per your narrative, as per your mindset, that he inherited a bad government, which I don't believe so. But if he did, just assume he did, is it not incumbent on him to make it good, to remedy it, to change it to good? Is it therefore right that he continues from the bad thing he inherited, or indeed worsen it, or maybe like initiate, if he didn't want to continue, he has initiated a more destructive form of governance and people management and all sorts of things. I mean, now when Buhari was in office, yes, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to say that opinions are sharply divided as to the performance of this government. There are some who believe that the Tinubu administration is the best thing that has happened after the innovation of sliced bread. Many of your colleagues, politicians have been endorsing him even for 2027 before long before that election. But I want us to talk about the ADC. because there's no way we can discuss Tinubu performance without making reference to your political leading at this time, and that might not give it a strong, unbiased footing, so to speak. There's talk about this coalition.
No. Are we in a dialogue or you are interviewing me? Because you are setting before me
No.
that I dispute strongly. You are portraying facts that I dispute strongly. Are we in a debate or in an interview? Let me know. Because you are making
perhaps if you
projections that are not true, that are not right.
Mr. Lawal, it is a conversation between you and I. You have talked about your position about this government. I'm also stating clearly that opinions are divided, not necessarily mine, but from different stakeholders. Over 20 governors we saw within the APC endorsed Mr. President, right? And quite a number of people from the opposition are also leaving. More people are leaving to join APC than any other party as we speak today. Aren't that facts?
Yes, look, okay, stop there. Let me respond to this first. Don't try to intimidate me and bully me into accepting our views.
No, that's not what I'm doing, Mr.
It's true the governors are, yes, it's true the governors are decamping. Why are they decamping to APC? Because they know the president has given himself automatic ticket. There will be no primaries, no other candidates are allowed to raise their heads. Most of the governors understand that this government is a government that wrote results to become what they are, and they can write you out. If even in your own convention in an opposition party, they can write you out, they can rig you out. They have an INEC that doesn't follow rules. So now that the governors have enjoyed the perks of office, they have become deputy Jesus Christ in their own rights, they are scared of losing it if they were to be in the opposition at the time of their congresses, where, a government that controls the judiciary and writes the judgment as they wish, a government that owns the police, that intimidates voters, including your own agents, a government that has an INEC that can declare the result that they want. People that don't have principles, that just got into office because of what they personally enjoy and their families, they will do anything to retain that position for as long as possible. Thank God, the Constitution has limited it to 2 terms. So all these governors are moving into APC to secure their next elections, but nobody is moving with them. The governors are moving, but the voters are not moving.
It is the same.
These governors, the moment they announce their movement, they don't go to their citizens again.
I hear you.
They get stoned.
And I understand your position, Mr. Lawal, but it is the same electoral process in 2019 and 2023. I mean, the same administration you served on there. So I didn't see quite much difference
Give me a break, my friend. Look, shut up.
Between what happened then and now.
Break. How can you say Buhari's government, the electoral processes are the same with Bola Tinubu's government? What is your problem? Give me a break.
No.
For once.
I would
try to be truthful in what you say. I mean,
I would take get out because I have invited you to my house. But I'm just trying to have an intellectual conversation with you, Mr. Lawal. And I don't want to rile you up, okay?
The way you put it.
I am not going to rile up. Let us take a short break, and then when we return, we'll reboot this and start all over again. Stay with us, everyone.
Power.
The Federation, Babachir Lawal, is my guest on the show today. Mr. Lawal, thank you for staying the course on the program. There's also talk that this is an Atiku project in disguise. It seems to be everywhere this coalition is. Is this a third first or just the PDP answering another name?
Wait, Babachir Lawal, leading up to this position, I worked with Peter Obi. I was in the Peter Obi's campaign system up to the end of the process. Now, Peter Obi is one of the significant members of the coalition, and in our meetings, the understanding among all the senior coalition partners is that Babachir Lawal is on the Peter Obi side. That is a fact for anybody who is there. However, in this coalition, there's also a significant number of what we call legacy party members. That is those who formed originally the original APC, in the sense that somebody like me, Malami, Nwajuba were in the CPC tendency. Somebody like Rauf Aregbesola was in the APC, in the ACA tendency, and so on and so forth. So we got there in this coalition, we are all there. I can tell you, you are a journalist. I mean, there's nobody more as visible in the national scene discussing political issues more than Peter Obi. There's nobody so far like that, more than Peter Obi, that has come out to even state other issues that are not yet on the ticket, on the platform. Like he says, he's going to do only 4 years. Nobody asked him how many years he should do. Nobody told him you must do this is number of years. He volunteered and said he's going to do only 4 years. We understand the message he's sending. We understand. Atiku, on the other hand, has just also started his own going around. That is okay. I believe that another person that we know has indicated interest in the presidency within this coalition is Amechi. And I believe Amechi is also going around. I've run into people who speak to me on behalf of Amechi. And so it's not about Atiku. Atiku, I can tell you, my brother, I've attended almost all the meetings of the coalition, both in groups and subgroups. I attend meetings that are tilted towards Peter Obi. I've done some that are tilted towards Atiku. I've attended those that are made of members of number of people that prefer Amechi as the presidential candidate. I've attended all that. I have an open mind on these issues. Atiku has never, in all our meetings, except the last meeting where he was induced to speak, he has never spoken. He will just go there and sit down quietly and listen, shake hands with everybody, greet everybody, and leave.
I hear you. Never, so you since you are close to him, you think that if he doesn't get the ticket with the ADC, he would support whoever gets it, right?
Who?
Atiku.
Everybody, all these people, that is the understanding. That is the ground. Before we even started the coalition, we said everybody that has political ambition should lock it down in a cupboard somewhere. Let us build a coalition. Because the understanding is that no one person can defeat this an incumbent government alone. Peter Obi understands that. On his own and his obedient movement, we are unlikely to be able to win this election on a stand-alone basis. Same with Amechi, he understands that. Atiku also understands that we must have a coalition, we must get together, join forces, join ideas, and work to defeat this government. You make it sound very simple, Mr. Lawal, but you are even more experienced politically than me, so you understand how multiplicity of interest has a way of scattering coalition like this. We've seen it happen in the past when people did not get tickets and then they move on to bigger things. But we are going to count down to see what happens eventually. Let us take it back a bit. You were removed from office in 2017 under very public corruption allegations. But in 2022, court acquitted you. I'd like you to talk to us about what your relationship is like right now with former President Buhari. Do you feel that he stood by you enough during that period? What is that relationship like now in 2025? And let me tell you, my relationship with Buhari is excellent. Throughout the process, up to this time, I've never given Buhari the opportunity to discuss that event. It was unnecessary. It was not necessary for me to discuss it with him. People used to come to me, this man, go and talk to this man, to go and tell Buhari, talk to Buhari, to talk. I said, look, nobody knows Buhari more than me. Nobody can go to Buhari and plead on my behalf. Have direct access. I still have direct access. So leave it between the two of us. Well, what about the former vice president that appeared you had some spat with that year? Did I spat with him? There's no time I would tell you what happened between me and the vice president. I don't know whether there's time for this, but I will tell you. And if you were me, you would take the same position. However, I don't think there's time until you call me specifically to discuss that relationship. I don't cut corners.
No, I was just asking because you said that your relationship with former President Buhari is fine. I'm asking if you can say the same.
Look, I didn't meet Buhari in the government. I didn't meet Buhari in the government. Don't forget that I started with Buhari in 2002. You know, so he was not then a president. He was an aspirant. We went to the election 2003. Together we went 2007. Still we went 2011 until we won in 2015. All those other years, Buhari was not a president. I knew Buhari long even before he started thinking of being a president. I was a small boy in his cycle, so I knew him. I'm part of the family. I'm part of the house. So it's different from somebody like Osinbajo, who I met in government. But right. I did meet him some occasionally in the Bola Tinubu cycle in Lagos when they were doing their thing there. I did usually do meeting. Like anybody that hangs around with Bola, obviously occasionally will run into him too.
Talking about former President Buhari,
is not somebody.
Mr. Lawal, talking about your, your former principal, you and quite a number of people in this coalition served as members of his cabinet. Is he in any way behind this coalition? Did you get his blessing before working with ADC?
Somebody asked me this question. Somebody asked me this question before. At my age, at my experience, as a Nigerian, as a victim of this system, do I need anybody's permission, whoever it is, to do the right thing? Do I? No, I wasn't coerced to go and work for Buhari. I don't need Buhari's permission to do the right thing. I know his principles, I know his likes, I know his inclinations. If you are doing the right thing, he's not likely to say, don't do it. But even if I made up my mind that I will join this coalition and Buhari says don't, I'm convinced that I should be in this coalition. Well,
I asked that because you made it sound like you've known him before he became president, you are close to him, you gave him the honor of not raising the corruption allegations with him. Former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai also met with him. It would make sense that all of you who served in his cabinet will probably look up to him at times like this, where there are matters of national importance.
No, I'm not one of those that think I need to get approval from anybody to do the right thing for my country. My conscience guides me.
So former President Buhari has nothing to do with the ADC. Is that what you're saying?
The Buhari I know will never have anything to do with ADC. Let me tell you, if I hear, for example, that Buhari has anything to do with the ADC, that is in a way of taking on Bola Tinubu or opposing Bola Tinubu one or the other. I was one of the few people that knew the relationship between Buhari and Bola Tinubu that led to Buhari's presidency, and also the relationship between Bola Tinubu and Buhari that led to Bola Tinubu's presidency. I know a lot of the happenings within. I know the contribution of every one of them to each other's emergence. Now, Buhari is an elder statesman. He's a very elderly man. If he comes out and takes decisions that I think will be considered as publicly, that I think will be considered as a challenge to this government, I will go to him. That's when I will go to him and say, Oga, leave this fight to us. It's not your fight. Stay back, take your tea, watch television. I will tell him, don't get involved. This is not your fight. As a former president, twice president, you don't need to get involved. You are too big for this.
Okay, I hear you and I understand that narrative. But what if he calls you and say, you know what, I am with President Tinubu in 2027? Will that change your mind?
If he said what?
If he says it's with the current president, so, yes.
If Buhari says to the current president,
if he says he's supporting President Tinubu in 2027, will that change your mind?
See, Musemi, in my place, I'm a Kilba man from Adamas. In Kilba land, there are two questions somebody will ask you. Did you pay my school fees? Because all our community is education based. So important thing is to get education. If somebody didn't pay our school fees, he has no right over you. Do you feed me? That's the second question. If you are not the one feeding that person, he should have no coercive influence over you.
All right.
Buhari didn't do any of this for me. He didn't pay my school fees. He doesn't feed me. So he has no coercive power over me.
We have completely run out of time.
Even when I was SGF, people knew I would confront him with truth. And he likes it. It's one of the reasons why Buhari likes me. I tell him the truth when I think it should be told.
We have run out of time, Mr. Lawal. I'm glad that I didn't get out when he asked me to get out, and probably we're going to find another time to continue this conversation and explore some other issues. Babachir Lawal, former Secretary of the Government of the Federation, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much, my brother.
That's our show today, everyone. It's clear Babachir Lawal hasn't just left the APC, he's also left no doubt about where he stands. From being right inside government to now standing firmly in the opposition, he's made his views loud and clear. But whether this coalition is the real change Nigerians are looking for or just a comeback plan for old players, guess we'll have to wait and see. One thing is sure though, the coalition isn't keeping quiet anytime soon, and the race for 2027 is on. I am Nifemi Ogutoye. See you again tomorrow.